Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, today's video will be an absolute masterclass on how you can gain 100 ELO points in the matter of a couple of days. Recently in the Meisters School, the best online school, well, it will be the best online school for chess improvement, I recently set out a challenge. I put out a little community post. I said, alright, attention boys, whoever can gain 100 ELO points the fastest will be featured on the YouTube channel. And 2 days later, someone came back with 100-point ELO difference. So that's today's video. I'm going to be explaining how you can actually do that. I'll just tell you completely for free how you can gain 100 ELO points in a couple of days. We're going to be analysing this game, looking at where 1200s are going wrong, where 1300s are going wrong, and really why you should be at 1500. You've got the potential. So today's video is going to be a good one. And I wanted to start actually with a quote of the day. It says, in a gold rush, don't dig for gold, sell shovels. Maybe you've already heard that, I just thought it was interesting. So today's video is going to be, well, let's actually flip the board. We're looking at it from the black side. Hassan, shout out to you. You earned this lovely, you earned the video today. So Hassan was 1202 a couple days ago, now he's 1302. And I just want to say one thing you can do straight away if you want to get better at chess is take your last 5 losses, and just go over them. You can eat your dinner while doing this. You can literally be watching TV, or if you want to do it the proper monk mode, do it completely fasted. So look at your last 5 losses and then realize, where do you keep stuffing up? Is it because there will be patterns? As soon as you get those patterns, you're going to take those patterns and then you're going to start, building from there. It's a massive thing you can do, and I'm sure Hassan was doing that. So yeah, that's a big one. Just look where you're going wrong and then improve. Find your constraints. There's no point on working on the end games if you suck at the openings, because then you can't even get there. So, it's basic stuff like that, and we're going to be analysing this game. Hassan's opponent opened up with the move e4. I should mention he is rated 1269. Hassan 1302. We see the move c5 for Sicilian defense, knight f3, and now d6. Very standard stuff. Pretty standard, to be honest. I used to play the Sicilian myself. I used to hate playing against the Sicilian, but now I've kind of come up with a repertoire of the Keres variation. If you know, you know. So we see the move bishop c4 now, and I always used to get excited when the move bishop c4 was played. Some of you might be thinking, why would you get excited? Well, the thing is, it attacks this f7 square, but in this can be good in like the Italian game and all of that, but in the Sicilian, you can play a move like e6 and it completely blunts it. So going back a bit, bishop c4 I don't think it's that good of a move. We see the move knight f6 now, and now d3. We see the move g6. Hassan trying to go for a dragon variation. He has been asking a lot about the dragon variation, so it looks like he's playing it. I used to play this around 1200. Dragon variation can be a great variation. I do recommend the Caro-Kann, because the Caro-Kann is just no one under at 1500 really knows what they're doing with the white pieces. It's going to be an absolute killer, the Caro-Kann. I'll definitely recommend you go learn the Caro-Kann. I mean, you could easy couple hundred ELO points within a couple weeks just by getting the Caro-Kann down. So we see the move knight g5 now, and the move knight g5 is incorrect. I'm going to let you pause the video. It's your time to shine, your time to get involved. I'd like you to try work out why this move doesn't work. Maybe you just know. Maybe you had to think about it. Either way, the idea is e6. And the reason why it doesn't work is because, notice this thing, you're not actually threatening anything. After a move like e6, you completely block the threats. So this move knight g5 is a complete waste of tempo. Instead of playing a move like knight g5, you could have castled, broken the center. It's like, you can't afford to play these moves that do nothing. If you were to stop doing one habit, it would be playing these moves like knight g5 that just do nothing. So we see the move e6 now, and now queen f3. Now queen f3 takes away the square from the knight. See how this position is just slowly getting worse. And as soon as you start to know how you can start punishing this, that's where your wins are going to get. Where the real wins come from chess is, yes, you can follow the principles, but where those wins come is when your opponent doesn't follow the principles, and then you exploit them. So we see the move bishop g7, we see castles, and now knight c3. This knight hops in, e6 square does a nice job in restricting it. And if I'm looking at this position from black side, I'm going, okay, well, this bishop needs to get into the game. Cool. How can I do that? I'm thinking, okay, cool. I've got to get my knight in. I'm either going, okay, am I going to go this way? I've also got to keep an eye on the center. Is there any way my opponent can break in the center? What's his knight looking like? Well, his knight's not doing anything, so if I play a move like h6, he can go there. Nice thing about this knight is that he blocks this diagonal, so he can no longer team up with the bishop and the queen thingy and exchange this bishop. So I'm happy, so I'm thinking, okay, this bishop's good. Is there any way I can open it up? Things like that you need to be thinking about when you're playing chess. You completely pause, diagnose the position, then go forward. That's a gem. Next game you play, I don't want you to try. You don't need to calculate. You don't need to be Magnus Carlsen. Just pause and go. Actually, I can't say that. So what's my opponent's pieces looking like? What's his pawns looking like? Things like that is going to really help. See, the move knight c6 and now bishop e3. See how this bishop is quite awkwardly placed. And I think after the move, was it h6, knight h3, I think, yeah, black had a really good move here, which is knight d4. And the reason why knight d4 is really good is because if the queen comes back, you can break in the center. If the queen comes back, you break in the center. And you know how this pawn in the Sicilian, I think, is always quite backwards. So I think it's in black strategy anyway to get rid of this pawn. And if it takes, you can just go here and say knight a4. You can break and you've got ideas of going here. I mean, the position's just good. So this bishop has to go back and bishop g4. You know, you're looking solid. So going back a bit, knight d4 was an absolutely killer idea. Things like that you've got to be on complete alert for. Back here, instead of going knight d4, the move e5 was played. Not as good, but I do see Hassan's idea. He's trying to win this knight. We see the move bishop d5 now. Bishop d5, to me, this is a move of, you know, just not quite sure what to do. Very hard, though. And now the move g5 would have been quite strong, although it does look scary because maybe white can sacrifice. You're going for this idea of this, and maybe it's so hard because your knight can't escape. Because if you try to go king h1 to try and retreat the knight, then your queen hangs. So it's stuff like that. Bishop d5, we see knight d5 takes, knight d5 and takes in the knight. My bad. So knight d5 takes with the knight, and now we see bishop e6. And here comes the blunder. So Hassan's played this position quite well. Excuse the voice crack. Hassan has played this position quite well. Now the move knight f6. And this is a prime example. Your opponent just doesn't know what to do. So queen f6, takes, and he takes this. And after rook f2 e8 and f4. Well, after bishop h3 and gh3, here his opponent resigns. So congratulations to Hassan for gaining 100 ELO points. If you do want to get involved with these challenges, the Meister School, it's not, I used to call it Meister Network, it's Meister School. Shout out to you, by the way, if you stayed towards the end of the video, you're the real one. So if you want to join, we're doing coaching calls, weekly calls, and there's loads of courses there. And I'm looking at getting people who are like masters to do literally specific courses for this. I do actually believe, something that's quite close to my heart is that I do think lots of people are lonely these days, so it's a great way. I use it as well. Great way to speak to people. It's amazing. So anyway, thank you for watching this video. If you do want to be involved in a video, I'll leave a link to the thingy below, or you can just email me in one of your games. You don't have to join. Thank you for your time and attention. Have a good day.